2013. I'm actually the 7th member of parliament for Limuru, and I'm very proud to be the one given the responsibility to represent Limuru people. They are wonderful.
My name is Jane Mwangi. I am a member of the CDF committee, Limuru constituency. I represent Kiragu ward in the board.
Kiragu, I'm from Kiragu ward, specifically in Gecha area. In CDF, I present persons living with disability.
Jina langu ni Damaris Wanjiru Kenatwa. Ninasimamia kamati ya basari, and mimi ni mwenyekiti wa basari. Na tena nasimamia wodi ya Bibirioni.
My name is George Kiragu. I am the clerk of works in the CDF office. My main role is making sure that the projects which are being done by Limuru CDF are up to standards, they follow the right procedures, and they adhere to all the rules and regulations of all the relevant ministries in the government.
My name is Kezia Wangarimwe. I reside in Limuru East ward, and I'm the ward representative from the area.
My name is I represent Limuru Central Ward, CDF committee. But most important is that I also represent interest of the youth in the CDF committee.
Important for us to make sure that we look at how we allocate resources, particularly the CDF or other government funds, to ensure that we provide the best environment.
My name is Edwin Karani Washira. I work in CDF as the fund account manager. I'm employed by the government under the Ministry of Devolution and Planning. My work basically is to oversee that funds of CDF are used properly and to run the officers at the CDF. I am in charge of the staff, I'm in charge of the books of accounts and anything that entails with CDF concerning Limuru constituency.
The role is to represent interest of persons living with disability in the Limuru constituency and what is needed to be done by the CDF. Luckily, we've done several projects. We've tried to integrate other. We have done the Limuru Mission, a special classroom, which has a special unit for special need children. We also have done ramp in various schools. So most of the projects done by CDF, we make sure that they are user-friendly, doors are accessible, entries and other factors which are needed.
Sisi hufanya project zile watu wameuliza wafanyiwe. Kwanza tunaenda kwa baraza, halafu watu ndio wanasema kile wanataka kwanza. Tuseme wananchi wako na shida nyingi, lakini tukienda huko wanasema ile wanataka kwanza. Wao wanasema kwa njia ya kura, wanainua mikono. Ile project inaonekana iko na watu wengi, ndio na sisi tunachukua.
We have juakalis which have been made for the local people, and a good example being Gecha Juakali. We have school laboratories. Some are complete, others are ongoing. In Mango Secondary School, we have a laboratory which is complete and in a usable state. In Bibirioni, we have an ongoing project which is also a laboratory. We also do renovation works in primary schools. A good example being Kiragu Primary School, which is a project that we intend to make that school to become a model school. We also have other secondary schools which have started up in my watch. A good example being Muna Secondary, whereby we have already done 2 classrooms and 1 biodigester toilet, and we have 2 classrooms ongoing.
Other problem that we have, not only in Limuru but also around the country, and that is a transition from standard 8 into Form 1. The biggest problem is that kids of 14 years and 13 years, they finish standard 8, and we hope that in fact they can get assimilated into some activities out there. They are too young, they cannot even get an identification card, so they have to wait for about 4 years for them to mature, and if they are not taken care of, the problem is that we lose them, yeah? Because it's a big challenge, and I think the way forward is to create more capacities for us to have the standard 8 get into Form 1. And in Limuru, we have started 5 new secondary schools in the last 3 years, and we believe we can do more. We have done Tora in Ideya.
This is Gatura High School, and I'm from Form 4.
CDF has started 5 new schools, and this is basically entitled to the boy child. We are trying to empower the boy child.
Someone come out from 4 East class.
So we have tried to envision 5 new schools in each and every ward, so that to improve the level of education and start these new schools and nurture them to become bigger and better schools.
The building is good, it's awesome, the classes are good.
The classes are good. They have the modern whiteboard.
In the education sector, we are able to do more than 5 projects, major projects, especially in Kabuko Primary.
Inaitwa Jagmosha Sauma, shule yetu inaitwa Kabuko Primary Schools.
We are going to the most bad classes, which we identify as 5.
Haiko smart card ni size iko, na kabla kuko na bulbs hatukuwa tunaona vile iko sasa.
Our teachers, our students were very happy because of that project. But it is our hope that we shall continue partnering with the CDF and even with the local communities and other donors, so that the school can look like an academy.
persons with disability have been left out for long, for the last 50 years. And I thank Limuru CDF because it came in during this term round since 2013. I've seen impact in the Limuru constituency. First of all, they have done lighting public toilets, which are run by persons living with disability, which will empower them economically to stop begging around. We don't believe with begging. The CDF have done that toilet, also have done the curio shop for us, mostly to empower persons with disability in their skills.
This project was funded in 2013-2014. So actually we gave it 500,000 shillings, and we've been pursuing it with the assistance of Alex as the committee members and the PMC.
What I can say is these are the most important single project for persons with disability in the group. You have done a lot for disabled, but now through institutions like schools, beauty labs, but you have never done a project for the disabled who are in the community. This project is our curio shop. You know, disabled are confined. They are confined in the course which you are not meant for them. Because according to our disability, you are part of the community, decide what course you are supposed to take. The way you walk, or the way you do, you are told you do carpentry, you do leather work, you do meetings. And that's not what meant for us. But because of my disability, I end up doing the long course. After doing the long course, you don't have time to correct yourself. If you don't have time to correct yourself, you have to look for other things, how you can survive. And that's how disabled have been suffering, especially in Limuru, because we are village workshop based. Most of us we work in our houses. Most of us we work in our villages. But now in smaller workshops. So, and that's why the idea came for the CDF to empower us through a bigger workshop, but now in the Limuru town. So this workshop is the outlet of what we do in our village workshops, and this is like our showroom and our market. So it's very, very important. And maybe they didn't understand. Okay, when we were requesting this, most of them didn't understand what we were saying, because nobody understood what we were to go through when we were in village workshops. But now, since now it's built, and now it's about to be used with automation, sir. It's about to be used. I know next time you will come, you wouldn't believe the market which will be here, mostly for leather and beads, and for the market of those workshop-based, village workshop-based workshops. From there we can say, okay, in Kenya, we have never had a disabled friendly shoe shine. You know, some of our friends, they never bed. So whenever you go to a shoe shine bay, na ile kiti ni kubwa, ukikalia mguu iko juu, na yule jamaa wakupiga nini ile kiatu. Sana kuuliza kwani madhara gani hii? Kwa hivyo, and this is why we came up. We want to come up with a disabled friendly shoe shine bay, which we can put chairs which are adjustable, and which are very friendly, and a bigger area which is very friendly to us. And through your office, you have done the one part of it. Okay, the other part of it, we are to fund.
Yeah, actually I'm happy for the current member of Parliament, Honorable John Kiragu. When he came in, he had, in every committee, he had included persons living with disability. I represent them in CDF board. I know someone in Wezo board, there's another person in Kiragu. And also in this CDF office, we are lucky to have an office assistant who is physically challenged. And at the same time, she's also an interpreter. So any person who will come here with hearing difficulties or communication shall be communicated with.
The other thing that is important for Limuru, and which is very important when we look at the Kenyan politics, is that we have all communities of Kenya. living in Limuru. And it is a joyful to see that in fact different communities can live peacefully, without worrying as to where one was born, where one was brought up, and whether you came from Western or Mombasa or Kambani, that you can have a home. And that makes us very special, that we are people with a lot of energy, a lot of ideas, and that even as we look forward, we believe that we are the people who can show other places as to how peaceful people can be. Limuru also is a place that even when there were problems elsewhere, this was the place for people to come, because they knew that if you get to Limuru, that you are safe. So as a member of parliament, I also know that we have to make this place attractive to investors. And one of my role as an engineer and also as somebody who is keen in industry is to ensure that we create the environment for other people to come in and invest. One is to look at the issue of security. And we have, as you know, put in a lot of money in making sure that we light up all our centers, that we provide AP lines, also establish new police stations like Bigio, Matarakwa, and making sure that our security people also are working with us to make sure that they help us to maintain the security that we need for the economic activities of this area.
Most of the members of the community, especially the positive and development conscious one, are very happy about it.
Naona mimi niliwekwa kwa ile project, kwa ile mradi ambao nilikuwa na hamu sana nayo, kwa sababu nilikuwa naona watoto wengine wanafukuzwa shule, na sana sana hao ambao wanafukuzwa ni wale wanahitaji sana, yani wale wazazi wao hawaja kuwa wazuri sana nyumbani, fedha nyumbani. Kwa hivyo tukaona hawa watoto wanaweza fanya vizuri hata zaidi ikiwa watasaidiwa na kitu kidogo.
The bursaries are given to people who are needy. We must remember. And there's nothing as bad as giving bursaries late. And for Limuru, we have always discussed the issue of making sure that we have funds set aside for the bursaries, and to make sure that the bursaries are given in time. And also when we are assessing the needs of the applicant, that we also engage all the stakeholders, whether they are churches, the administration, all the people who know about the background of the students themselves, so that we can reach that voiceless kid who is out there as an orphan or living with a grandparent or somebody who may not be well represented in the society. And I'm happy that right now we are sponsoring like almost 2,700 kids, giving them a minimum of 5,000 shillings. We think that is important because our bursary should be one that helps people to make it through, not bursary that is given for political reasons, where you give 2,000, 1,000, and then you know even when you give that money, it does not help. And we, for example, make sure that if it's for Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4, it is given in time before they actually start their first term. And then we make sure that we have also money set aside for Form 1s. That is crucial because we make sure that also the ones who are joining Form 1, they have allocation. Our bursary has helped people not only in high school, and also technical colleges and universities. And and we also have money that is set aside for people living with disabilities or special needs. And I know that our kids are competitive, because one of the other things that we have said is that for you to continue getting the bursary, once we start giving you must also do as one thing, and that is to give us some good results in your education. So we make sure that they know that it is there for those people who are needy, but also who are people who are hardworking. But it is working. We are very proud of our bursary in Limuru, and I believe that with the time we will be able to raise some families who otherwise they will never have had somebody who can make it up to Form 4 or university. And we believe if he did this, it's the best way to secure this country.
I was given around 5,000 Kenya shillings, and that helped me to pay my school fees, as my mom had a problem to pay for the last time, and the CDF really helped me. The application was not hard. Just take the papers and fill out your names, where you come from, and I benefited from that CDF. I've not been sent away for school fees.
Tuliona 5,000 kwanza, ikiwa ni local schools, tuliona tukiwapatia 5,000, huyo mtoto atadumishwa huko Mura wote. Tukaona ni vizuri tuwe tunawapea, ikiwa ni kidogo sana 5,000, na wale wa boarding wale wa kulala wanapewa 8,000 ama zaidi, kulingana na mahitaji ya huyo mtu. Tukiona huyo mtu ni anahitaji zaidi, tunaongeza.
Bus reports are given free. They are available in all photocopy shops. You just need to pay 6 shillings for photocopying expenses. You get the form, you fill, you return the form, and through the criteria that is used by the bursary vetting committee, if you qualify, you get the bursary. Not necessarily through anybody or by knowing anyone. It's a free and fair exercise. The residents are really happy on the systems of our Honorable MP. He doesn't discriminate. You just qualify and you get the bursary as long as you are a resident of Limuru.
Watoto wetu wanasoma. Pia bursary ilikuwa shida. Through the CDF, watoto wetu wamesoma. They are saying thank you to CDF, but not through your office, but through us. So hiyo ndio yote ikitia kwa Alex, ikitia kwa mashamba ndio wengine ikuje kwenyu.
And it started with labor contracting, so in the financial year 13-14. So what we did, the laboratory was renovated up to this level of the slab. So afterwards we gave it more money to go to full contracting. This project was funded in financial year 2014-2015. We gave the project 1.8 million, and we contracted a contractor to do these works. Basically, it was 2 classrooms.
These 2 classrooms, ladies and gentlemen, they will help this school. In this school, we have a very big enrollment. Currently, we are talking of 602 children. 602. That's the enrollment of this school. So with these 2 classrooms, what we are going to do, we are going to dismantle some of our classes. So that some of our classes with an enrollment of 60 will be 2 classes. And in so doing, our children, the teachers will be able to get to our children. Considering that a lesson is 35 minutes. So when we have a classroom with an enrollment of 60, it is really a challenge for a teacher to get to that child, especially those who are slow runners. But with this classroom, we are going to separate those classes to have at least 2 streams, and the teachers will be able to get to those children.
We are so thankful to the CDF. I can say it is a noble cause. From the beginning, we've been seeing this project going on, that is the social hall. The community actually to be of great help. One, we did not have a place to hold things like barazas. We have our youths. Sometimes they need to come together and do their own things, like the talents identification. We've also been having churches in need of coming together and holding prayers. Personally, I'm in charge of the Pastors' Fellowship in this area. And I'm hoping and thinking that this project will be of help because we can assemble here and do our staff. And of course, even our children who are thinking that in the future we can be holding like tuition during the holidays. We come here. I'm a teacher. I'll be doing the teaching, and actually I was saying I can volunteer to give them that particular tuition. So this project will be of help to the community.
We are going to the most bad classes, which we identify as 5.
Okay.
Yes, together with the school management committee. Yes.
Inaitwa Jagmosha Sauma, shule yetu inaitwa Kabuko Primary Schools.
Every class wanted to be part of that class, so we decided to interview them. The best classes, we give them those rooms. Okay. Even the parents, they started putting in their efforts and said they will at least repair at least 3 because it was a challenge. So we are happy.
Haikuwa smart card ni size iko, na kabla kukuwa na bulbs hatukuwa tunaona vile iko sasa.
Our teachers, our students were very happy because of that project. But it is our hope that we shall continue partnering with the CDF and even with the local communities and other donors, so that the school can look like an academy. Yes.
It looked almost blank. Now we can see things are happening and quite lapidary. You go with that, mkienda na hiyo mwenendo, mtatupeleka bali. And when as teachers have this kind of an environment, the classes are good, the lockers are available, you give us the morale to push these kids. So we shall be able to impart knowledge when we are in such a good environment.
The Getcha Chief's office. There was a very bad pillar there. It was almost coming down. It was built some time back, about 40-50 years ago. So, being that bad status, when Chief came to us, requested for renovation, not to be done and make our office, because the new offices we are doing are quite small. And I am aware it serves the Chief and its staff chiefs.
We have seen a great change. As the officers working in that office, me and the assistant chief, we have seen a great change. And also the agricultural officer whom we have given this room. is not necessarily the way other people, my colleagues, will look at their project. I'm an engineer. I have made it in my life through checking the workmanship of other people. I specialize in sophisticated or advanced technologies of ensuring that the integrity of whatever is being done is done properly by applying whether it's the nuclear technology or other non-destructive testing technology like ultrasound or electromagnetic methods to ensure that even you can see through concrete or metal to make sure that whatever is being done is done properly. So I have a problem when I come across people who cannot do a quality job.
When we came in, we had a system of implementing projects which was dubbed labor contracting. And using labor contracting, from our analysis, we realized that the projects ended up being more expensive. And I think in 2014, we switched to full contracting. And that has, in essence, improved a lot of things. One, it has improved on the efficiency. And efficiency, I mean the turnaround time that we take to implement projects. This is because, as opposed to labor contracting, where you would rely on the workmanship of community members who would then get a foreman to oversee the implementation of the work. So that meant that, of course, the interest involved meant that the community members would take a long time to complete the project. But when we brought in full contracting, it meant we were able to engage contractors who are able to adhere within a given time schedule, because that's their business, that's what they do, so they need to complete projects and go to other areas. In that sense, then it means we are able to give the community members value for their money, because projects take a shorter period, and therefore means the need that community members had expressed is able to be fulfilled within a short period of time, and also within the allocated funds. Because as we had realized in using labor contracting, is that projects would end up costing slightly more than the money allocated, and therefore meaning that the projects are not able to give back the value expected from the community members. I said standards. They are called building standards, and they are codes that all builders should follow in Kenya. They are the minimum standards allowed by the Ministry of Education and also by the Ministry of Public Works. So what happens when you're doing a building, it has to be as per those rules. For example, there's a disability mainstreaming which has come up of late, whereby all buildings should have ramps, all buildings should be accessible to people with disabilities. There are also other rules from the Ministry of Education that the windows shouldn't have grills and that they should be double doors. So basically those are some of the rules that have to be adhered to, and those are the things that I check. There's also the aspect of quality in the materials that are being delivered on site and the materials that are being used to construct. Also the designs and the plans that are being used, I also check them. From the CDF, what happens is I get the allocation which has been done. I'm told by the committee members that such and such amount has been given to a given project. Then I draft a bill of quantities which is approved by the Public Works Office. The bill of quantities is based as per the drawings, that is the technical drawings. After that, in the approvals, I liaise with the procurement officer who procures the services of a contractor in full contracting, which is mostly what we implement. And after awarding, I go on with the project and implement it as per the design and the bill of quantities are prepared with the help of the Ministry of Public Works and the help of the committee during the monitoring and evaluation exercises. They keep me on toes. They make me realize that there are some places that need changes that I hadn't realized. So they play a very big role. Then after that, there is the handing over of the projects after they are complete, which is done mostly by the constituency office.
As we also started our projects in labor contracting, later on we realized it was better to do them through full contracting, because we realized they are being done in the proper way and the impact is being felt by the people in the in the communities.
When you come to full contracting, everything is documented from the procurement process to the awarding process to the implementation process, whereby we give instructions on site. Those are written instructions and they are usually recorded. So it is easier to actually handle more than 20 projects and a full contract at the same time and complete them successfully as compared to handling them using labor, which requires you to be there every day. So basically, full contract should be the way to go and should well be implemented to avoid now other contractors who come in and they don't have even the capacity. So basically, I would say the kind of method you use to implement the project depends on the people who are implementing it and also the type of audience that is taking up the project.
This time tumefanya mzuri kupatia mtu contractor ndio mwalimu ako na kazi ile anafanya ya kufundisha, sio ati anaenda kununua msaga huko anaenda na kazi yake kama kazi inaangaliwa akiwa hapa. So mimi nafurahia contractor na tena contractor anafanya kazi, ukimwambia hapa hajaenda mzuri anarekebisha. So mimi naona mzuri sana.
We identify projects through barasas and we also come up with the PMCs so that the community is fully informed and there is integration between the CDF members and the community at large.
This project has come from far because we had a baraza at Boroti Trading Center where the community members of this area were asked to present their needs. And a lot was presented, and I understand by then Mheshimiwa was also there, and we made our presentations. After our presentations, I was given a chance to talk about the school, and I really stressed, I really tried to show the community the need that was there in this school. In fact, I had a picture of a classroom which we have here, which we have partitioned using the plywood. And after that baraza, that is when this project was prioritized. And from there, the Limuru CDF has been very active in making sure that we get a classroom in this school because there is that need of that classroom.
When I talk of PMC, I mean the project management committees, who are people who are gotten from the community who are in that area, so that they can be able to own up the projects as they are being undertaken. We don't get people to come and implement projects from other areas. When you are the representative of a ward, you must get the project management committees from your area. Yes, so that there is integration between the CDF and the community.
Kaendelea na hawa wakaikafika kwa concrete kwa hapa machini ilikuwa kitengeneza concrete pale ilikuwa kibeba na nyumba ikawa hapa ikafika pale ilifika kaendelea kujenga ikawa hapa klasi mmoja ikawa imeharibika floor ikawa na cracks wakaikuja wakakuja wakapamoja waka replace ingine ikaendelea ikapakwa rangi kitu hapa mpaka ikafika wakati huu ikamalizika.
And I know I have stepped on people's toes, but I have no apologies to make because I believe that public funds also need to be utilized properly. These funds are not for people to make themselves rich or a shortcut to anything. It is funds which are earmarked to improve the well-being of our people. And we, particularly who are lucky to have gone to school and learned about certain things, I think we must bring those values into what we put in CDF to make sure that the public get return on their monies that they get from the government. and also to encourage the young people to be good contractors, good professionals, so that they can grow from small contractors into big contractors, and it is possible, and the one does not have to have shortcuts to make it. And that I know, even as we are doing this project, even as we are encouraging the young people and other local people to get involved, they know that us is also a training ground to make sure that what we impact in giving people opportunity to do something is something that they can use for them to grow their businesses to higher levels.
Na tuliomba mheshimiwa ile project ya kutupatia ya next year tupatie contractor kumpatia mkoka. Sababu hii kazi amefanya ni kazi mwambie mimi ni fundi. Nimefanya nini kastaafu. Kwa hivyo ninajua mjengo bila mjengo kuna jengo. Na ninajua vile materials inafanya kazi inafanya. Hujaona wewe mawe ya kujenga yakisafishwa na maji kama mtoto. Na hao walikuwa mawe yanatolewa kwa roho, bado wanapunguza vumbi na wire brush, wanaona haitoshi, inatukishwa kwa maji bila kwa maji ndio kesho isafishwe. Kwa cement mortars shikana kabisa. Kwa hivyo comment yangu tuseme ni nzuri. Na huyu naye ndio comment hata kama sio hapa. Kwa sababu zingine.
Bottom line is in quality. When we came in, we found various projects that would say with authority were of low quality. And I thank the area member of Parliament, Honorable Kiragu, for his guidance and also allowing us to utilize his experience as an engineer to ensure that we deliver quality projects. And by that, it means we as committee members undertake monitoring and evaluation on a regular basis, just to ensure that the quality of CDF projects is adhered to what is provided for within the quality and standards of government projects. So for us, we'd say the biggest cutoff is that we are doing quality projects.